So let's talk about the Hillary Clinton campaign event. You guys tried to get in, could not because Secret Service stopped you. Tell me how that evolved.
So as we arrived, we were told that the event had hit capacity. And so we were in conversation. We were, trying to figure out how we would get inside. I was actually recognized by Dan Merica of CNN, and he had tweeted that Black Lives Matter folks were outside and could not get in. We were then invited in to an overflow room where we were able to watch Hillary Clinton's talk on a live stream. And then we were met with her campaign staff, who actually offered us the opportunity to have a couple minutes with her.
Okay, so pause right there. So then Hillary Clinton invited you guys in after the event was over, and those were the pictures that we were showing on the screen there. So you sat down, you talked with Hillary
Yes.
Clinton. What did she tell you?
So the questions that we asked were very specific in terms of her and her family's very unique position in terms of the war on drugs. The event was a community forum on substance abuse, and we were hoping to ask our questions in that public forum and to hold her accountable to answer them. We were glad that we were able to ask her those questions, and she was able to respond. I don't want to misquote her. There is video that will be out. But her response did acknowledge some of the failed policies that she's been a part of, that in her long career has advocated for, that have actually hurt specifically Black and brown communities. What we were looking for was more of a personal statement about her feelings on the issue and where she has moved on it.
When the Black Lives Matter Seattle group infiltrated the stage at the Bernie Sanders event, Bernie Sanders' campaign actually came through and hired someone from the movement. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. I'm not actually sure specifically what her role is in the movement, but absolutely, I think that he also added racial justice as a part of his platform as a direct result of that action. So I think that that's also important when we talk about protests, that it does bear results, that direct action wins. And he almost immediately after that protest did add racial justice to his platform. And then at his event, I believe yesterday, did have an African-American woman talk about racial justice and his positions on it.
Is that what you're hoping Hillary Clinton will do too?
Absolutely. These actions are a result of power mapping and a result of us as movement folks recognizing the people who give lip service to the movement and who claim to be on our side. And it's really about holding them accountable to that and holding them to actually take action on it.